Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris.
What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Big day today. Big day. Introducing a new social media platform. It's called OnStellar. I set it up in the beginning of the show. In its basic form, what is actually going on here. And tonight, we're going to speak with CEO Scott Leslie. He is here with us. And then coming up at the top of the hour, Vice President Dash Waragota is going to be here. And then a little bit later on tonight, Senior Advisor Steve Murillo is going to join the show. You guys all know Steve. He will be here. And so I'm going to kick this off right now. Today's a very, very big day. And this project has been in the works for quite some time. And so that's why this is the first you've ever heard about it, and we're going to do the best that we can tonight to explain everything to you. And so I would like to welcome to Fade to Black for the first time, CEO of OnStellar, Scott Leslie. Scott, good evening.
Jimmy, thanks a lot for having me. I'm just thrilled to be here talking to you and all the bunker participants here, yeah. and Fadernauts in Fade to Black radio, and we're just thrilled to be here to announce OnStellar. Thank you for having me.
Now, this is a really big deal, and not only to launch a social media platform in an environment that is flooded with social media. We have got all different versions of everything from, Snapchat and Instagram to Twitter and Facebook and lots of failed platforms too as well. And one would say that it's a pretty crowded space, but there is a lot of issues with each one of those platforms, and certainly lately it has been censorship and some of the problems that, what Facebook used to be and what it is now. You don't have the reach that you used to and so forth. We'll get into all of that. But OnStellar takes the best of everything, wraps it all into one social media platform. But I have to ask you, which is what everybody's going to be asking, why now? What makes OnStellar different?
Yeah, so thanks for that. There's a couple of things. Let me first explain for the listeners what we're all about. So you did a really good job. We're a blockchain-powered social media network that is the first of its kind, designed exclusively for the enlightened, the awakened community. And so what we like to say is, from the paranormal to the metaphysical, the unexplained will live on OnStellar. And so here's what we're doing. We're using the cryptocurrency as a base to power our ecosystem, while at the same time providing, to the members opportunities to meet like-minded people, earn income and engage with industry professionals. And all that sounds great, but we're really, Jimmy, we're solving a couple of big problems. One is, there are billions of social media users out there that generate untold amounts of money for the industry. The industry market cap just of the top handful of social media companies is over $600 billion. And so what has happened is that the users of social media have really become the product. And I'll explain that more in detail and get into it in a second. But the first problem that we're addressing is the billions of users that are generating all this dollar value for these enterprises and not getting their fair share. Okay. Second thing that we're solving for is that the fans of the paranormal and the unexplained and the metaphysical don't really have a place they can all go together to connect and collaborate and, and actually earn money in the process. So, this community, our community is the most dedicated community out there. They're more engaged than pretty much any other social community that gathers around a topic. And our topics can be, broad and far-reaching, but our membership, our community is really, really engaged. We wanted to build a place that all subject matters that are related like this, as I said, from the paranormal to the metaphysical, can come together and meet each other, engage, and talk about things they're probably not going to talk about on Facebook. Look, we're not going to tell people that they should drop their Facebook accounts because they're always going to want to engage with friends and family and share pictures of what happened over the weekend or whatever. But the subject matter is that we're involved in is probably not something they're going to throw out there and talk about on their, on their social channels. It's just not. And so we wanted to reach out to all, to everybody in our community and give them a place to go. Now, why blockchain and why crypto? What are we doing there? So as you said a minute ago on your show, we are not asking users to come invest money in Bitcoin. I know that there's a million different views on Bitcoin, its future, and everything else. So you don't have to bring a single dollar to OnStellar. What you have to bring is an appetite to engage and connect with other people and learn and share. And just from that activity on our platform, you'll earn cryptocurrency. So remember the first problem I explained, the problem with all this activity on these social media networks. If you think about it, you've just the big guys have just reduced people to information. So all the activity that people create online is essentially taken and broken down in bits and bytes of data are created, and that stuff the data is sliced and diced and sold. It's your information is sold. You're tracked. If you ever wonder why you're on one of these sites and you decide to leave the site and then go Google, a new pair of shoes or whatever. And then it seems like everywhere you go from then on, this, an ad for new shoes is popping up, including back at your social media network. Well, you've just become, data that they've sold. And so, the problems don't stop there, but I'll explain more about that. But our approach is that, look, if there's any revenue being generated, the members that are creating all the activity and all the revenue ought to share in huge percentages of that. So, that's one reason we built OnStellar. It's really a member. It's a member. Revenue generated site that the members participate in. That's really it. And I think there's some other topics that are hitting the news lately, like Janine mentioned. Actually, censorship, huge issue.
Right.
Another social engineering. I mean, gosh, I've seen and heard industry insiders talk about how some of these big social networks are actually manipulating your feed and playing with your endorphin levels with what they show you in order to addict you and engage you and to keep you coming back. And it's a very, it's really a very creepy environment that people are in. And look, we haven't had to pay for this stuff by and large. Mostly you just go to a site, you download an app, it's free. Hey, we'll use it. All your friends are using it. Let's go for it. But the reality of it is it's when you look at what goes on behind the scenes, it's sort of sinister. And so anyway, we designed OnStellar with an open, transparent, and decentralized structure. And those are fancy words that simply mean open means we're not going to censor content. Once content is on our blockchain, it becomes immutable, which is a fancy word for saying it's unchangeable.
Right.
So
right.
you put something on our blockchain and it won't go away. That's a huge benefit, against a site like YouTube, for example, that, if you happen to, breach what they consider to be their guidelines, which may or may not be written in stone, then they're going to pull your video down. Well, we're never going to do that at OnStellar.
Well, let me jump in, Scott. Eddie in PA says he wants to get this question in early. What will these tokens be used for? Also, if an artist posts their work, can they earn tokens by likes, etc.? And that's exactly right there. That shows you the intelligence of this audience, number one. Number two, Eddie, right. That's exactly what we are talking about here. Whether you are any type of content creator, whether it's video, audio, books, maybe comments, research, maybe you had a sighting somewhere, a ghost in your house, Bigfoot, whatever it is, you post the content on OnStellar through the community. Likes posted, and likes cost the user a little bit of token, right? So just to hit a like. Let me
correct you in that. Our structure doesn't cost the user anything to upvote or downvote content, except it costs them. How do I say it? It's based on the amount of tokens that you have in your wallet. You get a certain amount of voting power, and that power replenishes over time. So let's say that, I don't know, you have 30 tokens and you got, 300 votes through the system. Well, you're going to have to wait for time to sort of regenerate your supply of voting. But you didn't spend any cryptocurrency doing that. So, but he's exactly right. So what you'll do is you'll post content, whatever, that you're never going to post on Facebook. You had a ghost in your house. You're not putting that on Facebook, right? You're going to, because your friends and family would, unfriend you and disown you. So, but on OnStellar, you can post that. And if the community likes it, they'll upvote it and you'll earn cryptocurrency for that. What can you do with those tokens? There will be an onboard exchange inside of OnStellar that will allow you to trade sell your cryptocurrency, but the crypto will also be tradable outside at many of the crypto exchanges that you may know of today. Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing you'd be able to do with it, instead of just liquidating your tokens, you could trade those for goods or services or events. Our key contributors that we're bringing to the site will, once our official site goes live this coming Wednesday, you'll recognize many of the names that are going to show up on the key contributor section. And believe me, you'll want to be at OnStellar interacting with these people. I'm talking about industry leaders. And so if there's an event, a conference, whatever, as long as we're posting that through OnStellar, you can absolutely become involved in that and pay for it with your tokens. So it's a huge advantage. And when you join OnStellar with Jimmy's offer code, we will grant you tokens upon joining the system when the system becomes live in the third quarter. So join. Offer code Jimmy, you'll get tokens, and then as you participate in the system, you'll earn more crypto. So you don't actually have to worry about all the, risks of putting your hard-earned money into cryptocurrency. It's a great way to do this, guys. It's a great on-ramp into, the crypto world.
Right. The blockchain itself is such a unique engine that can be used, and you'll see it used in the future for a whole host of different applications. It's the engine itself. And in this case, the OnStellar community will be a self-sustaining town where you have a factory, you have Main Street, you have people where you interact and you talk, and you have the barbershop and you have the supermarket, and you're running around and you're talking and you're working, and everything that gets an economy going. That's exactly what's going to happen at OnStellar. And I think it's one of the most freedom of thought ideas to come along in quite a while. And I think it's going to change the social media landscape in the future.
Well, we certainly hope so. I mean, I think that there are, there are a thousand things headed our way with blockchain that we have no idea about. Where we are in this entire sort of, call it the blockchain rollout into society, is probably right about where we were when, for some of your listeners who are old enough, I remember the day when we used to drive around with cell phones in the trunk of our cars. The batteries were so big, you had to put the thing in the trunk to be able to operate it. And so if you remember back, well, even further than that, my dad was an old IBMer, and they used to have computers filling warehouses. I mean, these things were the size of buildings. And, I remember they used to say, well, gosh, why would anyone ever need a computer at their house? There's no way that's going to happen. And now look, we have them in our pockets, right? So
right.
We're at my point is that we're at the very, very, very early stages of the rollout of blockchain in our, society. And what I would say is that, Jimmy, you're exactly right. There are ways that technology is going to change something as simple as the way the internet is architected. So the problems that you were experiencing today with the service, the bandwidth, or whatever you want to call it, the industry's gotten away with being pretty lazy as far as network architecture, and simply because in the days of small file sizes, I started one of the original internet providers. It was called FlashNet. I ended up taking the company public in an IPO. I want to talk about what we're doing with OnStellar in a little bit, but our internet provider was, the whole design of the network was architected in a day when you didn't have these giant file sizes and real-time media streaming and all that sort of stuff. So I guess what I'm getting at is the blockchain is even going to re-architect some of the way the networks are designed, because some of the basic features that the blockchain offers will actually restructure the networks. So anyway, that's off topic from OnStellar.
Yeah,
you're exactly right. This is going to be huge.
Yeah,
okay?
it is. Scott, listen, Scott, we're going to hit a commercial here in 3 minutes, and I've got to get Desh in here. Okay. So I want a couple of key questions that have just popped up, and as quick as you can. What about the inevitable, if everything is uncensored and everything stays up and everything stays in the blockchain, how do you weed out the troublemakers and the trolls that know this and are just going to come on and post whatever they want?
So OnStellar will have a tribunal made up of community members. This entire platform will be community governed. And so the community members who decide and are voted in as tribunal members will have the opportunity to police the bad actors. And additionally, all you have to do is downvote bad actors. They don't get anything for it. They're going to end up going away.
Yeah, but
those are the two solutions.
Right, right. But the post itself will stay live?
The post will stay live, but it will essentially disappear if it's downvoted into oblivion. Now, the tribunal would have the ability to ban the community member, and because of our verification process when people join, they have to enter a cell phone number, and they can't just be a random person that joins, 100 times unless they have 100 cell phones. But
right.
There'll be a basic security measure to prevent multiple logins or sign-ins by, one person using different accounts. And the tribunal can elect to ban that individual. And then the immutable nature of the blockchain will prevent us from deleting the content that they posted, but it'll effectively become invisible if it's downvoted away into oblivion.
Now, and we've got 60 seconds, and then we have to break. And I want to thank you for taking the time, Scott, for coming in tonight. But like blockchain, I think like Bitcoin, most are assuming you have to spend money and invest into this cryptocurrency to become a member or to participate. You do not, correct?
There are two ways to participate with the OnStellar tokens. You can either buy in, and your opportunity to do that will be at our ICO that starts on March 29th, or you can work in, and that simply means, hey, man, just participate in the community. Just come in and engage with people. Upvote, downvote, post content, find your favorite industry professional in OnStellar, and that will earn cryptocurrency for you. So two ways, buy in or work in.
Thank you so much, Scott. These are exciting times. So everything, the registration and announcements kick off this Wednesday.
Absolutely. People can find us at onstellar.com, and we invite everyone to come on in, check out the site, download the white paper, take a read, participate in the ICO if you want to, but more importantly, register with that offer code Jimmy and just join on in with us.
Thank you so much, Scott. Yeah, Scott Leslie, CEO of OnStellar. Thank you so much, Scott. Now, when I come back, we're going to be joined by VP Desh Waragoda right here on Fade to Black. Tonight's the night we're announcing OnStellar. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Hello, Fadernauts. This is Jimmy Church, and I'm introducing New Pharma, a company whose products are based on science. Human function based on the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. New Pharma firmly believes in this science, and their research indicates that support of the ECS provides the beneficial effects for a healthy lifestyle. New Pharma's science includes relief capsules for pain relief, sleep capsules, which are natural support for occasional sleeplessness. Foundation is support for your ECS, and Fit capsules support your active lifestyle. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B for a 33% discount on all of their products. Or visit newpharma.com for all of the knowledge on the science. That's GNUpharma.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
Hello, I'm Kat Deely, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're of the Honey Brothers. Well, yes. We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Ancient Life Oil. Life-changing. The real oil. CBD is truly ancient life oil from the source. This oil has no psychoactive effect and is also legal in all 50 states. When you're healthy, you're happy. The truth about this wonderful plant is that it wants to give back to mankind life, longevity, and happiness. Ancient Life Oil are golden grade, all organic, non-GMO, and infused with high-quality liquid coconut oil. It's simple. Just go to ancientlifeoil.com today. That's ancientlifeoil.com. The best, purest, organic, and non-GMO CBD in the world. Go back, Lee Tappy. The statements made regarding these products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, we are announcing OnStellar, an exciting new social media platform for our community based on the blockchain. And it's actually much more simple than you are imagining, okay? So I'm bringing on now Desh Waragoda, the Vice President and Head of Technology at OnStellar. Desh, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jimmy. Pleasure to be here. Hi, all Fader Nuts.
Hey, there you go. Welcome, Desh. And so what I was about to say, Desh, is it's actually very simple. This is a social media platform that you will be used to and acclimated to out of the gate, and everything that you've been doing on social media before will happen here, except now it is based on the blockchain, and all of that time that you spend on social media will get rewarded. It's really that simple. It's not going to be any different for you, except for now the blockchain is there to support the community, both on a member level and all the way up through content creators and authors and directors and researchers across the board, right?
That's exactly right, actually. So, when we first started working on this interface, we looked at the existing platforms out there, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all those things. And what we did was we took, the best of those platforms and integrated it into our platform and made it very simple and easy to use and, of course, intuitive.
And so the first things that anybody is going to ask is, well, can I share? Can I upload? What about videos? Can I comment? Can I dislike as well as like, right? That's how the community is so social media focused now. They know what they want and demand in a platform. So when they ask these questions, are the answers all yes, yes, yes?
Yes, 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 and yes. So anything that you do on like Facebook, if you post something, you share something, embed a YouTube video or things like that, you can do this on OnStellar. But the benefit of that is that you can get rewarded because you can monetize any content that you create or discover. So all those functionalities that exist within those other social media platforms exist in here with the benefit of blockchain technology, which brings in the whole reward earning structure.
Now, the question always comes up, because when they hear crypto, everybody thinks Bitcoin, front and I get that. It's Bitcoin has been around now for 10 years, been talked about a lot, but this is not the case here, is it?
No, what you have to understand is we're using blockchain technology, and blockchain is the underlying technology or architecture behind things like other cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum and so on. So what we're doing is we're taking that underlying technology and infrastructure and applying it to our own blockchain.
Now, what somebody just posted, Justin just said, can people purchase their way into having an advantage on this platform?
So that's a great question. And so the way the way the system works is that you're given a certain amount of tokens, and those tokens come in with diminishing returns. Now, you can have something called stellar power, and stellar power is essentially your upvoting power. Just because you have more tokens doesn't necessarily mean that you could upvote more content and thereby create this kind of unfair advantage.
So, equal playing field.
It's an equal playing field. It's really there for the people that truly care about the subject and want to upload or upvote truly unique content.
Now, because it's a social media platform that that we are building for the supernatural and paranormal community. But can anybody join and create content? Somebody just said, what about role-playing game related stuff? Is it just limited to the paranormal?
Well, it's limited to the paranormal, the metaphysical, all those things. In our white paper, we detail many of the subjects that we cover, but this is very specific to our kind of subjects. Because, when I've been to a lot of the websites that cover, or the apps that cover some of the things that we're interested in, what I find is that it's not really structured the way that we want it to be. It's really convoluted with so many things, and I understand that. But the way that we've set it up is so that it's easy to use, it's fun to use, and you get rewarded for using it.
Now, what if somebody uploaded sports stuff? What would happen with that content?
So that type of content doesn't necessarily have a tag. So every time you upload some sort of content, you have to tag it as, okay, what area does this belong under? So if you upload sports content, it's not necessarily going to have that specific tag that you're able to assign it to and then upload that content with. So even if you do upload that content, nobody's really going to upload that content, and that content is never going to get seen.
How do you get additional tags created? For instance, like a role-playing game content, I think that falls under the supernatural. If it's role-playing that's, dealing with dragons and magic and wizards.
Yeah, so certainly we're open to having more categories added to the platform. So if you think that there's a certain subject or tag that needs to be in there, you could definitely submit that to us, and we'll go through some sort of review process and think about actually implementing those kinds of tags. So we're really open to the subject categories, but we want to be very subject specific to the kind of things that we that we cover in this area.
Now, what about live streaming? That seems to be, Periscope and Facebook Live and what's going on with that these days. A lot of live streaming going on.
Absolutely. So live streaming is one of the things that are happening now, and it's going to be happening in the future. And we definitely want to make that available in the platform. So you'll have the ability to embed existing live stream platforms and actually monetize those platforms. One of the cool things you could do is that you could take like your existing blog content or any sites and take that information or take that and embed that into our platform and then monetize that content. So, but in terms of live streaming, that is something that we are building in the future into the platform because we know that the audience is asking for it and demanding for it.
This is a really big deal. Now, it's going to be kicking off the site. The platform itself is going to launch in Q3.
That's correct.
And looking at the potential of millions of users hitting those servers all at the same time on that day. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh, absolutely. We've been actually running tests on the platform. We've tested up to 1 million users, run simulations. So, we're ready and set to go. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens this Wednesday? You're going to have the actual site. When we say it's going live, it's not the platform. It's the ability to register and announcing the ICO. So that's what's going down Wednesday. Everybody can just use the promo code Jimmy because there's a promo code spot there. But when they register, what happens? They lock down a username, right?
That's right. They can come to the website, click participate, and once they register, they can claim a username. And that username is reserved specifically for them because one of the issues that you see when you're late to a platform is that your username's taken, so you have to enter like -1985 or whatever. You have to enter something that's not your first choice. So that's why we encourage people to go in and claim their usernames right now. And if they wish to, they can also participate in the ICO as well.
Now, with that, you're going to get their email address. There's going to be a whole series of announcements and a countdown day, right, that you guys are going to be doing over the next couple of months before the platform launch.
That's correct, yeah. In fact, the countdown timer is running now. You can go check it out. But as soon as you register, you'll get a lot of information about, some people don't even know like what a wallet is. So we run a whole series of educational information through email campaigns that will basically educate you on this platform, what you need. One of the cool benefits about this platform is that when you sign up, you don't need a wallet. We automatically give you a wallet. So you can just immediately go in and start using the system when it launches in Q3. So, but anyway, if you want to participate in the ICO, we give you a full-on educational course on, here's how you sign up, here's how you get a wallet, here's how you participate in the exchange and buy tokens and buy into the ICO. Yep.
Yes, and let's see here. Again, this is all coming in from listeners right now. With regards to live streaming, is it going to work like Twitch, where streams with higher view count are most likely to be seen? And if so, how will you handle view botting? Now, let's actually address this. When something is trending on the platform, how are you dealing with that? The top-rated views and post and so forth. How is that handled on somebody's page?
Yeah, so when you sign up for the platform, you get to select what kind of things that you're into. So you get to select what kind of channels that you want to subscribe to, and you'll only get those kinds of the subjects that you subscribe to. So you won't necessarily see everything. I mean, you can, if you want to, go to just the trending or the new and see what you want to see. But when you select on your profile, you select essentially, I only want to see things about UFOs and cryptozoology. And so you'll see content related to the subject field that you specified. Now, in regards to the question regarding live stream, that's a difficult thing to do. And what blockchain does is essentially solves that issue, because when you use anything with live stream in blockchain, you have to have a registered account and a verified account through our platform. So basically, blockchain solves one of those botting issues.
And the question of censorship is all over the place these days with YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. That there is a certain amount of censoring going on. Again, it's part of the conspiracy community when we speak about certain things and then we get clamped down. What is going to happen with that side of things? Everybody wants to know. This is great, but are we going to be censored?
Yeah, see, that's one of the unfortunate things that are happening on YouTube and Facebook. You're really being censored. Channels and people are being demonetized. And we actually have no censorship on our platform. And we're all about that freedom of speech. So you can come in, and as long as it's subject specific, share and discover content that you're interested in. We are not going to censor you. Obviously there's no, illicit kind of information or posts allowed. But as long as, you're posting subject that's relevant, we have no issues, and we have zero censorship.
And what about problem makers like, hardcore professional trolls?
Yeah, they're pretty much everywhere. So the way we handle trolls is obviously the first one is the blockchain technology itself. It tries its best to deter and weed out trolls through the upvoting and the proof of brain platform system. The second method we handle is what Scott said earlier, which is the tribunal system, which we randomly assign people the ability to essentially judge a case, whether to punish or to let the offender go free based on the kind of content they posted. So, you and I, we're on the platform, somebody posts something nasty that doesn't belong there, somebody will flag it immediately, and what will happen is once it's flagged, a random person on the platform will get a message saying, hey, here's an offender, this is what they did, here's the post, you can see all the information about it, what would you like to do with this? And this is almost like letting the community handle its people by itself and not really relying on a middleman or a third party to handle what kind of content or what people posted is allowed on the system. And, you get rewarded for doing these kinds of things. So in the tribunal, as long as you participate in it, and you could choose not to do it too. You could say, skip, I don't want to do something like this. And, if you participate in the platform and say, yeah, you know what, this was offensive content, we're going to punish this person, and that content essentially is downvoted to oblivion.
Now, what about blocking users?
Oh, absolutely. You can block users just like on a regular social media platform. You could block, unfollow, delete users from your profile.
That's my favorite thing about social media, man. Blocking somebody. That is the most. That's the most immediate satisfaction that one can have these days. It's just like done. Just the first time I was blocked by somebody on Facebook, like 10 years ago. And I went and I couldn't, and I was like, man, how is this work? Right now, I experienced it on that level and I didn't like it. And I couldn't even go back and scream at that person for it was done. I couldn't do it. And now the block, if you go to blocking level, if you get blocked, then you need to think about your life. What did you do to get yourself blocked? That's all. I think it's great. I love blocking. You got to give me the block, man. You got to give the people the power to block.
Definitely, and you definitely have that power on OnStellar. When I first got blocked, I actually got hurt. My feelings were hurt. I was like, oh, this person blocked me. That sucks. So, that's how I basically dealt with it. But yeah, definitely you have the ability to block or delete users from your friends or followers.
Now, let's talk about some fun stuff. How ready are you with the platform right now? How robust is it?
Yeah, so we've developed pretty much most of the user interface and the user experience. And, people throw around that word, user interface, user experience all the time. And you're like, well, what the heck is that? What is user interface? What is user interference? User experience? And essentially what user interface is essentially like a series of screens, pages, visual elements like buttons and icons that you use to interact on a device. And the user experience is more of like the internal experience that a person has, as they go through the platform and every aspect of that product or service that we're providing. So one of the best things about this platform is we have our blockchain technology down and we have the user interface and user experience down. So we're pretty far along the course in terms of getting ready for Q3 and having a really good workable platform on a proven blockchain.
Security.
Absolutely. That is one of the best benefits of blockchain is that it gives you that high level of security through a decentralized network. So utmost security. The government can't come in and say, hey, OnStellar, give us this information about this person. Oh, sorry, we don't have that. That's not in our hands. That's the beauty of blockchain.
And
one of the beauties.
Yeah, and Brian just posted, what kind of security are you going to use to protect user identification and user info?
Oh, that's a great question. So we have 2FA authentication. So essentially, once you sign up, you also have to verify through a text message and through your cell phone number. So you have to essentially sign up and then verify through a text message, and then that text verification confirms your identity.
And then,
and obviously, we have the typical SSL type stuff, security infrastructure set up as well.
And what happens with that information once it's entered? Look, we've gone through it with even security companies are being hacked these days, right? So, how, without hearing the typical answer that nobody is hack proof, right? But here we are talking about cryptocurrency. We're talking about wallets. We're talking about user data. How robust is that security?
So the benefit of blockchain is the robustness and durability it brings with it. But like anything out there, there's nothing that's not hackable. Everything at some point it can be penetrated and broken into. But we offer state-of-the-art security, and through blockchain, that's how we essentially provide that, because we don't store data in a central hub. The data is spread throughout the entire blockchain network or nodes. So that gives you some level of security. I mean, look at Equifax. When they got hacked, it was because of, I believe, a user error. They should have gone on the blockchain, because then that one user error wouldn't necessarily have given access to the entire network of information.
Right. Now, there's one, and that's very important, especially for me. There's one area of Facebook that was the one chain I think really hurt Facebook a lot, but they're still number one, of course. But when in the early days of Facebook, you did a post and you had 500 friends and family, all 500 saw your post, and you would be able to stay in touch with everybody. Now, like 5% or 10% of your friends list see a post. And that just kills the original idea of Facebook about staying in touch with everybody that was on your friends list. So what's going to happen with OnStellar in that regard? You make a post and you've got 5,000 followers or 10,000 or 50. Is everybody going to see that post?
So essentially, anybody that subscribed to you will see it in their what we call like feed or their channel that they've subscribed to and have tagged you in. So pretty much, like how it shows up on Facebook on your news feed, you'll be able to see these things. But the issue is essentially that if you have 5,000 people, that's a lot of posts to go through. Some people spend an entire day just going through their entire feed looking at all the content. So in terms of actually seeing that content and those posts, you'll be able to see your friends or your circles posts and content, but it's a matter of, do you have the time to go through it? But as you one of the things that happens in Facebook is they basically turn you into a product. So essentially, what you end up seeing is content that's meant for you, meant to sell you something, essentially. But with us, it's just content that you're specifically subscribed to. So you'll always see relevant content.
Now, what about advertisers?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Let's say, hey, I wrote a book, I like it, I want to sell it. I can, as an individual user, I could create a post that turns into, a product for sale, a book for sale. We have not on the system actually allowed advertisers. So, we don't necessarily have plans for that right now. So there's no advertisers like media channels or networks that are coming in and advertising on the network. When we were working on this UI UX, we wanted to be sure that people weren't distracted by ads. If you go to Facebook now or Twitter, you're surrounded by ads on all sides. Everywhere you go, every other news feed is an ad, and that's really annoying. And I don't really want to see some of that stuff. And frankly, those ads follow me around, and I don't like that at all. So the way we built the UI UX, which you'll see on Wednesday, is that there isn't really ads there, and it's almost, if you have a product that you like to provide as a service or for sale, it's built into the actual interface experience itself. So it looks very similar to a post and doesn't interfere with you. But we don't actually advertise on the platform.
Now, anybody that has products for the paranormal community, I'm talking about authors, or it could be jewelry, whatever it is, incense, can they sell their stuff on their page?
Absolutely. They can create it into a post and essentially sell their book, author, jewelry, whatever. As long as it's subject specific, they'll be able to sell it. And they'll be able to monetize that either through tokens or a regular payment system.
Wow. That's going to be amazing. I mean, see, this is, the bottom line for me is, in this community, it is so hard. So many work for free. So many are self-publishing books. So many are creating videos, and they're trying to, because they have something to say. They've had research or a sighting or, some kind of contact, but they can't do anything with it. It's expensive to self-publish a book. It's expensive to start a website. It's expensive to create content. And a lot of are discouraged with that. But here, they have a way to actually monetize and get rewarded for the work that they do.
That's right, and isn't that awesome? I love that. So, in terms of other social media platforms where you're basically the product, ours is you're not the product. You can sell and monetize any type of content or content you discover or create by yourself on the platform. You don't need to go through a middleman or anything like that.
Now, when does the registration and that landing page go live on Wednesday? Will it be midnight tomorrow night?
Wednesday, yeah. We will have a landing page live Wednesday, midnight tomorrow night.
Yeah, midnight tomorrow night. And so everybody can go and register and lock down their username. Just use the promo code Jimmy, and it's all done.
Absolutely. That's the best part. So you get to, see the platform, experience it. If you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to us. You should check out our amazing white paper. We spent a lot of time detailing all the information that's needed on there, and register for your account and reserve your username.
Thank you so much, Des. Exciting times. I just can't get over this. This is just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, my friend, and we'll get you on the show here in a couple of weeks, and we'll take things a step further. Thank you so much, Dash.
Cool. Thank you.
Dash Waragoda, everybody, Vice President Technology of OnStellar. All right, coming up next, Steve Murillo. That's right. Steve Murillo's here, Senior Advisor for OnStellar. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously. Go Beckley Tappy.
Do you worry a lot? Whether you're a college student, busy professional, parent, or grandparent, ongoing stress and elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can rob your memory, your health, and your future. Now you can combat the effects of stress and anxiety while improving your memory and recall at the same time with the dietary supplement Calm and Clever. Studies show that the ingredients in Calm and Clever reduce cortisol by as much as 30% in 1 to 2 weeks. Call 1-800-758-8746 or calmandclever.com.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
Hi, folks. CBD is the home run hitter for health right now. Why, you ask? Because of what it does for the body. Unfortunately, I can't tell you all about the benefit. There's reasons. Do your due diligence and log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Ancient Life Oil uses organic ingredients and is blended in coconut oil for some of the best benefits. Legal in 50 states and non-psychoactive. Log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. All right, tonight we are announcing OnStellar, an exciting new social media platform that's going to kick off, just for our community. And it's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful to look at, and you just think about what's behind it and what this means for everybody. It's just going to be the future of everything. And I would like to welcome back to Fade to Black our good friend Steve Murillo, who is also senior advisor with OnStellar and the platform. Steve, welcome back to Fade to Black, man. Exciting days, huh?
Jimmy, oh my God, man. I'm breathless, honestly. This is something that I think you, me, a lot of people in this field have wanted for a long time. A place where we can all gather online, we can share our ideas, we can collaborate on those ideas and actually trade value and create value and get to the heart of what this is all about. You know, UFOs, the paranormal, spirituality, ascension, all these things are related. We know they're related. And now we can finally have a platform where we can discuss it openly and honestly without getting angry, no arguments, no sharing ideas. It's just phenomenal, man. I am head over heels excited about this. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be a part of the OnStellar team, to be a part, giving, because, you and I, well, we have that experience, right? I mean, I've been in this field for a long time, so have you, and we can actually share our enthusiasm, but also kind of give our ideas on how this thing should go, what's needed, because you have a lot of guys who are really good at, they're good at their job of creating the platform, but they're engineers, and a lot of times you have to convey to the engineers, this is what we need. And but it's getting done. Desh and Scott are amazing. They're getting the whole thing done, and like I said, man, I'm just glad to be a part of it.
For most of our audience knows about you and your contributions to the community, but I want to kind of refresh everybody so they understand where you are coming from right now. Steve, you were the director of MUFON Los Angeles for, well, some say 13 years. I've done my math. It's more like 11 and a half. But
that's funny, dude.
But the point is this, that even with MUFON, and you built the MUFON Los Angeles chapter was the largest for MUFON in the world. And you also, in doing all of that UFO research and talking to the community, and you had your monthly meetings out here in the Valley that I participated in, going back 10 years ago, right? So, but you also saw the need for expanding beyond MUFON in research, number one, and number two, that a lot of these subjects are connected, and it doesn't matter if it's lost history or near-death experiences or parallel worlds or multiverses or plasma, orbs, ghosts, Bigfoot, for instance, that all of these things are connected, and it's all part of our community. And now, and you fought for that, left MUFON, started UPARS, which is a paranormal research group. Well, that's what it stands for.
UFO Paranormal Research Society. It encompasses, and that's exactly why we went from just UFOs to, because, and I've told this story before, I don't want to bore your listeners, but, we realized in investigating these different cases, there were invariably other things going on. If you had an abductee and you visited them at the home, and then all of a sudden they're sharing other things happening to them, like poltergeist activity. I remember specifically one gal who actually was one of our board members for a while, and she was an abductee. And, it was happening to her, it was happening to her daughter, and on and on. And then she shows me this crazy video she took while her daughter, they were just sitting in the living room watching TV. She videos this green orb thing come flying out of the TV in 3 dimensions. and fly right through, and she's just filming her daughter, right? She doesn't see the orb. It's more like a green blob. I mean, it's almost straight out of Ghostbusters. And this thing flies through her. Now, she claimed that she didn't see it at the time, but she felt it go through, and you hear her react to it on the video, right, on her cell phone.
Right.
But I mean, that's just like one example of something we've heard over and over and over and over and over and over. You know, it just goes on and on. So there's the space within the space. All of these things are related. We do not understand how. We can speculate at this moment. We're speculating, but I think that with the advent of this platform, that I'm so glad it's coming online quickly, we'll be able to share those ideas, and everybody's going to have a voice. Everybody's going to have a voice. And if you have good thoughts, good ideas, they're going to get voted up. If you let's say publish a paper on OnStellar, you have a sighting and you write it up, boom, you post it online. Now other readers, other followers of that certain subject can vote it up. They can make comments. They can add to it. Dash is working on something pretty cool. And it's in the future, but we're going to try to get it launched pretty quick. But what it is basically is, let's say you're out there and you're walking around and you have a UFO sighting and you take a photo of it with your phone or you post it online. Well, you've got that metadata in the picture, in the video. The system, if you post it to OnStellar, the system will then alert other people in that roundabout location, so actually people can respond. Somebody can possibly corroborate the sighting by taking another photo. So we're going to be sharing that kind of information through blockchain, and the blockchain keeps your post real. It basically keeps it true to you. Nobody can really steal it from you and say, I took this. It's really pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that verification process because one example, I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago on the show, of blockchain is there is an application that is coming out with the blockchain to register fine art, right? And once it's in the blockchain, it's there. Who owns this particular painting, right? So it goes into the blockchain. And then, 6 months down the road, you're at an auction, or you're at an antique store or whatever, and you see a painting. And you go, wow, that's amazing. And they want 20 grand for it, 10 grand, $500, whatever. And then you go and you check and you find out that the real painting is actually owned by somebody else in Sheboygan, and that what you are looking at is a fake, right? Yep. Well, that's an application of the blockchain. And exactly right. Here it will be the same application, it just the way that it is. Photographs, you see so many pictures of UFOs taken off cell phones or ghosts or orbs or whatever, and people claiming it to be theirs. Right? Right.
Like, hey, say Mylar balloons that look like the number one.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of it. That. Well, years ago, yeah, exactly. Years ago, Steve, somebody had sent me, I wrote up a post about this, and it's out there. You can find it. But somebody sent me these incredible pictures of these triangles flying. And so I get this long email. Man, this friend of mine took these yesterday. He's a chef. Him and his crew were outside of his restaurant in the parking lot, and they took this or whatever. Right? It got this long story, right. And I get like 4 or 5 pictures, and I contact John Greenwald, and I'm like, John, I got the story of the millennium, right? This is it. These are the real pictures. And so I tell him everything. I said, look, man, let's do this through Fade to Black, but I need Black Vault because, you're respected and so forth. Yeah, absolutely. So we go through the whole story. And I go back to the guy that sent this to me. I said, hey, man, I need the chef. I need him to contact me. I need all the original stuff. I need the timestamps. I need this and I need that. And he goes, okay, I'll have everything to you tomorrow. I said, okay, cool. So what do? I right click on the images and I do a Google search, and I find the exact photographs in another article that was posted 7 years before.
Oh,
and
Lord
these
have
images,
mercy.
right, not taken in upstate New York. This other post that was 7 years old was from like Georgia,
Right.
But there it is, right in front. Well, now we will have a ledger, and everything will be documented in the blockchain, and there will be a chain of custody for everything.
Correctamundo. Yep, the spoofers will have to go find another game to play, and we'll finally get somewhere with these topics, not just UFOs. This is going to be all things paranormal. Not only that, we're going to have a big section devoted to, spirituality, ascension, things like that. You had Billy Carson on your show just a couple episodes ago. Love that guy, and I'd never heard him before. Man, he's got some serious information to pass, right?
Right.
He's gonna. We would love, like, people like him. They're gonna have their own corner of the world where people can go and he can post things, and they can reward one another. They can interact. Ask me anything, live feed, that type of stuff is going to go on. But I mean, the word is going to get out, right? Now people have a place where they can go anonymously, right? And share their experiences, read other people's experiences, and actually feel that, get that community feeling. I can't do that on Facebook. Look, I run a mortgage company and a real estate company in a fairly affluent community in Los Angeles, right? And I can't openly talk about this stuff because no one's going to want to list their $10 million home with a guy who, believes in aliens and little green men, right? That's the stigma that normal society throws on us. But here we can go anonymously, create a username. So, and I know they've got something where if they type in Jimmy, if they go to OnStellar.com, type in Jimmy, right now they can get a username that they like. I recommend they do that like ASAP. This thing's going to go. Guaranteed, Jim, this is going to go huge, man. I know how fervent your fans are, but just how enthusiastic the people are who study this field. And the reason for that is it's because we know that we're not being told the truth, right? And we have to go elsewhere we have to do our own research. And, we really have to dig into it to get to the truth. And this is going to be the place to do it, man. It's going to be awesome.
Now check out some of these categories. I'm not actually going to censor this. I'm going to read through this, and this is for the audience.
Read it.
Akashic records, alchemy, alien abductions, alien contact, altered state of consciousness, alternative history and ancient mysteries, alternative medicine, alternative realities, ancient aliens and gods from space, ancient artifacts and literature, ancient monuments and buildings, ancient worlds and lost civilizations, angels and ascended masters, animal and human mutilations, animal healing, animal totems, aromatherapy and color therapy, ascension and awakening, astrobiology.
You're only in the A's, dude. Right. It goes on and on, right?
Right.
You're only in the A's.
That's what I'm trying to say. Astrology, astronomy and space, chakras, channeling and trains, channeling and trans, complementary therapies and counseling, conscious and subconscious mind, conspiracy theories, conspiracies, creatures and cryptozoology, crystals, curses and superstitions, demonology and possession, dowsing and divining, dreams, earth mysteries, crop circles, ecology, environment, and planetary well-being, energy work, esoteric traditions, ET channeling, exopolitics, experiments and inventions, extraterrestrials and star beings, faith, hands-on, distant, and psychic healing, feng shui. You got feng shui in here, man. Space cleansing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, fitness and yoga, 40 and weird and bizarre. That's one of my favorite right there. Geopolitics, Gnosticism, government programs and projects, haunted houses, hypnotherapy, indigenous peoples. I mean, on and it just there are another 75 categories that we have here.
All the way to zombies, which Alex Mastrade is going to be loving, right?
Yeah,
but that's one of his topics. All the way to zombies. But here's the cool thing, Jim. if you didn't mention one of those categories, if your listeners are out there going, man, he didn't mention chemtrails or whatever it is. Well, guess what? You can actually be the person who creates that corner of the world where everybody goes and starts reading about chemtrails or whatever the topic is,
right?
The Akashic Records or, the Emerald Tablets or whatever it is. You and other people like you can participate and create that community and discuss it in an intelligent way and bring that knowledge out, share documents, what have you. And it's just stupendous, man. I can't believe how lucky I am to be a part of this.
There's something else. There's something else here that has to be mentioned before we get to the break. If you are an active member of this community and doing what everybody else does, which is research, and you're reading and you're chasing stuff down, you're going to so many different sites. You're going from YouTube, back to somebody's webpage, and then over to a blog, and back, and then you're looking at images, and you're going to publications and all of that, newspapers. You're doing all of that here. It's all the access to all of this is going to be all in one spot, and it's all publicly available, and it's all going to be right there. And it will continue to grow. It's never going to stop. It's just going to expand and expand and expand.
Yep. So Jim, listen to the name of the database. Desh kind of gave it the name. I got to credit him. He gave it the name. You want to take a guess what it is?
I have
Alexandria.
Oh, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Right there. That is just amazing to me.
Yeah. No, this is going to be the digital Alexandria. We're going to listen to this. So Suzanne Hansen, who's from New Zealand, right? She is sort of like the MUFON for all of New Zealand. She's got sightings, written sightings, right? All the way back into the late 1800s. They are in the process right now digitizing those sightings, scanning them and digitizing. It's a huge effort. But in the end, we'll be able to, keyword search those sightings from way back when. So let's say, pick a shape, cylindrical UFO, right? Let's say you do that and you do a query onto the database. Well, guess what? If her document has been scanned, it's there. The system will say, take a look at this. What about this? Have you looked at this document? Here are like 25 different sightings from here backwards that have cylindrical UFOs in them. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is what we're after. So the database is going to be sort of a relational database that you can search that way, but it'll also include, video, audio, all of that stuff.
Now, this is okay. Well, I'm going to address something directly here for everybody. There is no investment. So whatever you choose to do, you can do. But let me give you a typical user. Okay, you have somebody, John Smith, Jane Smith. They go and they open their account. And just like Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, Instagram, you're going to have your own page, right? Your Jane Smith page. But once you go through and you register, you pick out your name, you do everything that you do. At that point, you are going to be given some tokens for your wallet just for registering. And that number is probably, it's going to be in the tens. It could be 10, could be 20, could be 25. But let's, right. That's being worked out now, everybody. But that's gonna kick off. So let's just say, if I say 25 right now, you're going to be stuck with that. OnStellar's going to have to do it. So I'm going to say 25. All right, I'm gonna screw the pooch right now. So let's just say
if they register, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me finish. So now they've got 25 tokens, and they could be worth $1 each. And so, what is going to stop somebody from just cashing out right then and opening up another account? Right? Well, you can't. So I want everybody to understand this. You can take those 25 tokens and go and use them. Yes. Can you cash out? No. There's going to be a certain amount of vesting period. After 6 months, activity on the site and doing this, and you wanted to go cash out, Yeah, you could. But on that first day of registering, if you went over to, say, Richard Dolan's page or another author's page, and you went there and Richard Dolan's got a publishing company, he's got a new book for sale, and you go over and he's selling those for 10 tokens, you could buy his book. You could. And that's the perfect example of this. All right? The tokens do have value, and over time, if you wish to cash them out, you can. But that's not the point. You can do whatever you want to do with these coins inside of the community with these tokens and support the community. And that's what we want to encourage is growth and rewarding people inside of this community. If you choose to cash out and you want to be a chump, go ahead, cash out. We don't care. or if you accumulate and you've done a bunch of work and now you've got 500 coins and you want to go self-publish a book, you could probably do it inside of the platform. You could probably do that. But if you chose to, and you needed to cash out to use that to go and self-publish a book or go do some research or, go out and do some ghost hunting on location, there you go. If you're a paranormal group, if you're a paranormal group, think about that for a second.
Yeah, like let's say you wanted to publish a book, okay? Who's the best guy to turn to for that? Richard Dolan, Keyhole Publishing, right?
Right.
But of course you're not going to ask for his time for free. If you need that coaching and that help, you make an agreement with Richard. Hey, man, 5 tokens, 10 tokens, whatever it is, and you trade. And boom, now he's coaching you and you publish your book. Done.
Yes.
Done, right? So the economy stays inside the system. It doesn't have to, like you said. You can go out and cash out, sure, but we didn't design it for that. Okay, we're not. This isn't like a Bitcoin thing where everybody's trying to get. No, that's not it. Okay, this is about building a platform that happens to be built on blockchain, around blockchain technology. So yeah, we have a commerce system built into it, and that's great. But that's not why I'm in this thing, man. I want to get to the truth. Number one. Number two, look, this is crazy. I'm going to put it out here to your listeners. I really want 0 point energy, free energy, 0 point energy to come out into the public. We know the government has it, people have it. It's been solved, but it's being sequestered, and we need to get that out to the public. I would love it if, let's say, we had a bunch of people who are experts in that create their own corner of the world and start discussing that, sharing papers, doing the math, and they're sharing their work. And then all of a sudden somebody from inside the sequestered community says, man, look, this is just unfair. We need to release this information. They start leaking it. They sign on, right? And they start giving us some help. This could happen.
Yeah, somebody just, I'm going to, midnight tomorrow night. Okay, the website, everybody, is www.onstellar.com. That's it. That's the website. If you go there now, if you go to the website now, let me do this. Everybody use OnStellar. I'm going to do this correctly. I did it too fast before. OnStellar.com. Promo code Jimmy. Tomorrow, Tuesday at midnight. You got to love me when I text and talk at the same time. It's just so funny to me. I just turn into
sounds like me, Jim. Sounds like me.
I am just the complete. There's words that I want to use here, but there you go. Paste, boom, done. So I wanted to be able to see this. So when you click on OnStellar, I'm opening up now. It says coming soon. Okay. And maybe, it's probably just pointless for Desh to put up there, or his team, midnight tomorrow night or Wednesday's date, because that's going to roll around here quick enough. And then tomorrow night at midnight. It's gonna, you'll be able to go through the registration process and read the white paper and go and do all of those things. But yeah, OnStellar, it is here. Steve, let me take a break. Stay right there, Steve. I've got more to discuss with you right after the break, and I'm going to go a little bit beyond OnStellar. Have you seen the new Tom DeLonge video number 3?
No, I have not. I tried to pull it up. I haven't found it yet.
Oh man, just go. Search it right now during the commercial break. Go watch it.
All right.
To the Stars video number 3. Go watch it. I'll be right back.
You got it. Right.
This is Fade to Black.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
Hello, Fadernauts. This is Jimmy Church, and I'm introducing New Pharma, a company whose products are based on science. Human function based on the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. New Pharma firmly believes in this science, and their research indicates that support of the ECS provides the beneficial effects for a healthy lifestyle. New Pharma's science includes relief capsules for pain relief, sleep capsules, which are natural support for occasional sleeplessness. Foundation is support for your ECS, and Fit capsules support your active lifestyle. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2B for a 33% discount on all of their products. Or visit newpharma.com for all of the knowledge on the science. That's GNUpharma.com. Go Beckley Tappy. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight we're talking about OnStellar, a brand new, exciting social media platform that's getting ready to launch for us, for our community. Our guest right now is our good friend Steve Murillo. And Steve, now one of the applications for OnStellar would be, do you have me on in the background?
No, I'm here.
What is
Can you hear
that?
me?
What is that in the background? Are you at a drive-through?
Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that noise.
Are you at a drive-through?
Okay.
I think Steve is at In-N-Out Burger right now.
How did you know it was In-N-Out, dude?
Because oh man! And speaking of food, we just got back from Vegas, and I'm going to say this: 3 meals in Vegas, 3 of the most outstanding meals. The chefs in Las Vegas are no joke, man. They take it serious, man. Oh, just absolutely amazing.
Competition out there.
You don't want me to go through what we. I mean, it was just incredible, absolutely incredible. Now, did you take a look at? This is one of the applications of OnStellar. Did you take a look at Tom DeLonge's third video?
I did. I took a look at it.
Now, before you say anything, this is one of the applications of this. Somebody could post that video on OnStellar and go, okay, what does everybody think? I think this. And then it's off to the races. Right?
There you go.
And now it's one of the applications of being able to, as a community, to openly talk about and debate and put something to bed or not, support it or not. And this is one of those cases, like this video. I mean, I saw it. I want your comments.
Okay, yeah. So, let me give you. I got one right away. Okay, so you hear in the background sounds like control, right? Tower, approach, something. Somebody's talking to him in the background, and you hear the jargon, the military jargon.
Right.
I was a pilot. Okay.
Not a pilot. Hold on, not a pilot. You were a Marine Corps fighter pilot that graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy. Don't downplay yourself. You didn't fly a Cessna 150.
Okay, good point. But here's what I noticed about this video right away. The guys that are getting excited about it, they sound like a couple guys sitting on a sofa, not like a couple military pilots. Like, you don't start going, woohoo, on the radio. You don't do that. Like in my day, okay? Now, this is a while back, and maybe things have changed, but you don't do that, especially if you're flying an F-18 Hornet, right? FA-18 Hornet, Super Hornet. You're one of the, you're the cream of the crop. You're going to keep your cool. You're going to say, I got a target, I got a bogey, it's low, it's moving from right, whatever it is doing, you're describing it, estimated speed 650 knots, blah, 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 and you're rolling it out to your wingman, and then he's going to say tally or not, and and then you're going to say what you're going to do. You're not like, woo, I got that guy, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that just doesn't sound right to me. Now, maybe things have changed, during the past 8 years or so, the military got a little lax, but I don't think so. I don't know. So see, here's a perfect example of this. So let's say you posted that video on OnStellar, right? You could then solicit military pilots to make their comments. What do you think?
Yeah,
everybody starts
right
upvoting or downvoting it, or just saying, yeah, this sounds right, or this is the way they talk now, or no, they don't talk this way ever. That's what you would go through. You would go through that analysis, and then finally somebody would say, that's a freaking seagull and blah, 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 and I took the video.
Well, now there is something else about the video for me. Now, look, pretty cool.
Tell me
little white dot moving across. They lock onto it. It looks, It looks strange. It looks like it's moving at a pretty fast clip. But then the video stops. Why did it stop? Is it because a few minutes later they found out that it was something else, right? And so that's not included in the video. Where's the rest of the video? Did they, is it? See, the thing is, the way that it is flying across the water, it looks like it's traveling at like 1,000 miles an hour, right? But that
it looks like it's moving quick. Yeah.
That can be very, very deceiving for a lot of different things. That it looks like it's moving fast, but it's not. And today I was on the freeway. I'm passenger, coming back from Las Vegas. I'm looking out the window, and in the car, in the van next to me, was something on the console, right on the dashboard. You have all those chrome highlights and buttons and things like that. The sun is coming in from the opposite direction, reflecting off of something on the console, and I can see it in my window to the right, this little reflection. It's a white dot, that's reflecting on the window. And I'm looking out, and I'm moving my head back and forth, and I was saying to myself, man, if I took a picture of this right now or shot a video, that's a UFO. Right? It's
That's
this
a UFO,
right. It's a shiny object off in the sky, in the blue sky in the background. And then I started moving my head back and forth. I'm thinking, man, it's hauling. If you move back and forth correctly, it looks like it's screaming across the desert at like Mach 10. And so then I take out my phone. I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing. And I switch it over to camera mode, and I hold it up to the window, and I'm moving the phone to the left and right. And I'm watching this object now because you're changing the orientation. If I shot a video, a little 5-second video of just me sweeping this across the glass, you wouldn't be able to tell it was glass, number one. Number two, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was a reflection. And number three, this object now looks like it's going at Mach 5, right? And I just start and stop the video. Well, it's a reflection of something still. So back to this video of Tom's. Now, I'm not saying it could be a UFO. It could be an alien object screaming across the surface of the ocean at Mach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be all of that. It could be an alien, satellite probe, whatever, checking out our oceans. It could be that. But when you look at the orientation of the way the FA-18 is moving against the grain, and it is, and all of this comes into play where this object that could be pretty sublime, right? Whatever it is. And it also could be moving very, very slowly. It may not be moving that fast.
Right.
So
if your F-18 is traveling at, let's say, 650 knots, right?
Right.
And it's videoing something going the opposite direction at, say, 30 or 10, it's going to look like it's screaming across the deck, right?
Right.
But it's really not.
Right.
Your point is well taken. I can't tell you how many cases I've had of people taking flash pictures. This is the older days, flash pictures, and then something shows up in the window. Okay, and all it is basically reflection from something behind them, and it looks like it's out there in the real world.
Right.
So your point's well taken. And the other problem I have with it is this. Look. And I don't know if your listeners know this. Some of them are going to get angry with me, I know. But, DeLong posted a picture that was of a UFO, a case. It wasn't a UFO. It was a case that was solved a while back. Stephen Mera, owner of Paranormal Magazine, UK. He had studied that case and basically solved it. And it was a balloon. It was a number one balloon, Mylar balloon. But yet DeLong posted that or presented it as if it's the real deal. So then my problem is with DeLong. Okay, like what is this vetting process you're doing here, sir? What is it you're trying to accomplish, and why are you? I can't figure out, for someone who's taking on such a huge project, why would you post something so unvetted? Why would you try to pass that off? And, I've just made an enemy of Tom DeLong, I'm sure, I'm sorry, Tom, I don't mean anything by it, but look, let's be real about this thing. If you're going to say you have the answers, well, then by God, you better do your homework, and you better have it all lined up. My problem, my statement has always been in this field, like if somebody says they have the answer, the ultimate answer, you got to run the other way. Nobody really does. It's something that is a collaborative effort. Here's what I love about this platform. Okay. What we're doing really is we're turning to the collective consciousness of humanity, of people who are interested in this. And we're asking, look, we're going to use your intelligence, each one of you. We're going to use your intelligence to solve these issues, to come up with some solutions, to come up with some answers. The collective consciousness has the answers already. You and I, if we want to get into the esoteric, we know the answers already. We just have to bring them out to this plane, this dimension. And this system is going to allow us, I'm hoping, with a lot of effort from the team, but we're actually going to bring out a platform that's going to allow us to solve these issues in an open forum that's transparent, and I know that Dash and Scott Leslie have this in mind. They have good intentions in mind with this thing, and we're going to make it a useful tool for the communities. So I'm really excited about it, man. I'm super excited. I'm happy.
I know.
That way. I'm happy about it.
And to have it, be trying to be everything to everybody, which is, a YouTube idea, an Instagram idea, the best of Twitter, the best of Facebook, and taking everything that we have learned and getting it onto one social media platform is a big deal. Facebook was a learning process for Facebook, right? MySpace was a learning process. AOL was a learning process. All of these, YouTube, all of these are still a work in progress and trying to figure things out. Well, we have that ability now behind us where we can look at everything and talk to everybody and just try to figure out what is it that we need this to be for our community. And have it all allow rewards, and it's just never been done that way. And this, going back to Tom DeLonge's third video here, the one thing that stood out to me, because I watched, I was like, okay, this is cool. Okay, I see what's going on, and I'm being serious, man. I want this stuff. I need to see this kind of stuff, but it ends. So I want to know what was at the end of that. I want to see the end of it. That's it.
Right.
It's the craziest thing. Why did this video end? Well, if this was up for debate in OnStellar, probably those same questions would be answered. Possibly somebody else that posted this video or seen it, maybe the pilot himself, all of this would come out. And the UFO community has a way of policing itself. Imagine, Steve, if the famous Roswell mummy fiasco, of a couple of years ago, if that debate busted out on OnStellar, it would be solved. It wouldn't even be, you know what I mean? Now we have that ability to do this here.
Right. Imagine Luis Elizondo getting on OnStellar. We make him a little corner of the room, and he does an Ask Me Anything deal. We could get to the heart of this thing quickly, couldn't we?
Yes.
And this is what we're talking about. These are the kinds of tools we're talking about having available. So, man, this is next level. This is the future for UFO study, for the paranormal, for everything. This is going to be it. And it's going to be awesome, man. I'm really, really hopeful. We're going to crack the code.
Yeah, we're going to crack the code. And I'll tell you something else that I find really interesting. There are a lot of different, pretty large online communities out there where they gather around certain researchers, and which is great, where they have a pretty solid user base and it's big. And then there's some that aren't so big. There are some that are small. The point is, there's a lot of them, right? And they're not taking advantage of the group mentality where you get all the brains connected and it's all under one roof kind of thing. Well, if you do that here, right? Where you get everybody working together. There's nothing stopping this community. So now we're talking about, I don't know what the numbers are, but we're talking about millions and millions instead of, 5,000 different blogs and websites that have a few thousand each. Get it all together in one spot. We're talking about millions and millions of participants in this community.
Yep, absolutely. You've got it. You hit it right on the head. That's it.
And one of the sad things that it just bums me out is somebody goes and posts whether it's about, somebody just brought up 0 Point. What about 0 Point? Is that going to be yes, well, we'll get 0 Point.
Yeah, I mentioned that. That's my deal. I want that to be one of the things. We're going to have what I picture. Is basically a corner of the room where people can actually post like academic work. You know what I mean? In 0 Point, so. It'll bubble to the top. People, academics will basically vote that stuff up to a point where there's actually a working group who's going to crack the code of 0 Point or getting close. And then, it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And
I mean, I know that sounds kind of lofty, right? I mean, I just listened to myself say that and I said, that sounds crazy, man. But this is what this platform's offering. This is what we're building. So it's really like no limits.
Well, and so many people out there spend so much time on social media because it's cool, it's fun, you can share, right? Ideas and stuff. And we do that. We all do it. I do it. But there's no rewards for it. You go and you do a post that gets 500 likes and 200 comments and that thread stays out there for a couple of weeks. You know what? That's all cool. It is. But nobody, who's making the money on that? Facebook.
Yeah, of course, Facebook. Man, they're measuring your telemetry. They're getting all your information and they're selling it to advertisers, right?
Yes.
We're taking that and we're flipping it on its head, right?
Yes.
That's what we're doing. We're flipping that commerce on its head. No censorship. You're going to be able to speak your mind. You're going to be able to study. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, all of that work that goes into that, they're making squeezing every penny out of it that they can with your data, with your trends, turning around, selling that to advertisers to turn around and have those ads show up in your feed, hoping that you're going to click on it. That is the model, the business model that they operate under. You know what? Good for Zuckerberg.
Oh, yeah.
Good for Zuckerberg. Good for the shareholders. All right, fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But when they start censoring, like shadow banning, right?
Right.
So they decide they're going to push an agenda. So anything that doesn't agree with that agenda, they kind of push it down to the background so you don't see the posts. So you're not conscious that they're doing this, but they're actually doing it through algorithms. This is happening, man. I'm not making this stuff up. This is what they're doing. Google does it in their searches. Facebook does it. YouTube, big time, demonetizing people, demonetizing channels that have been around forever, and for nonsense, basically. And this is antitrust stuff. This is just corruption. This is corruption at the highest level. We're the opposite of that. We're building a platform that is open, right?
Right.
And the users themselves will be able to basically vote things up or down or say what's good, what's bad, what they agree with. And it's and the good things are going to bubble up and the bad things are going to kind of disappear. That's how it is.
Yep. And somebody just posted, okay, one more time. Thrilled. Finally, the holy hub I've been waiting for, the virtual mothership. Yes.
That's awesome.
Hashtag OnStellar. Now, this question has popped up here a few times. I actually just got an email about this. We're talking about midnight tomorrow night, the launch. So that'll be midnight Eastern. Right? So.
Oh, good question. Well, we're on Pacific time over here. That would be 9 o'clock for Dash. And I know Dash has got it pretty much sewn up.
Right.
But, I know he's good. He's very good. So, I'm pretty sure it'll be online by then.
Oh, man. It is just
all you
going
do is
to me.
Give him a goal. He'll hit it. He's good. He's good.
The ideas behind this, and the more that I have, give us the complete video so we can make an informed determination, not your edited agenda feeding excrement. Okay, but who are you sending this to? You, Mark, you just sent this to me. I don't have the complete video. I don't know who does. Video? I don't know who does. And
he's talking about. Is he talking about the? He's talking about the video, the UFO video. Yeah. He's agreeing with you, I think.
Yeah, it's because So hashtag to the stars on that, or go at to the stars or at Tom DeLong. Don't make it look like I've edited this video.
Yeah. I made an enemy of Tom DeLong tonight. Tom, again, I apologize. I know you're probably you've got your heart in it, but we got to get real about things around here. We got to be critical first, and then we can have a discussion. And it is what it is, and we'll go from there.
Well, and I'm wondering, somebody else said, I got an email earlier today saying that the video's been posted out there for a while now. I'm wondering if there's a longer version of this video. I don't know. Is this the one that To the Stars posted? Is that all that they got? Right? I need to know that. And again, see, this is the thing about To the Stars and Tom. They're not answering questions anymore. They're doing everything scripted, right? They're doing everything. They're taking softball questions, and I'm being straight. They need to answer the real questions. Like today, Mike, in none of their information about this video does it say, and then the video cuts off. We don't know what happened after that. We don't know if it was identified. We don't know if there's this. We don't, and that to me is bizarre. It's the most elemental, basic questions that if I was in possession of this video, that's the first thing I would say. I would post it and go, okay, this is cool, but what happens after this?
What happened next, right? Yeah. Why didn't the pilot roll in on this thing?
Did he shoot it down?
Right. Did he? Well, I mean, the first thing is you see the target going by, right? You're gonna roll in on it, right? You're gonna call in, and you're gonna roll in that thing. You're gonna get centered up. You're gonna chase it for a while, and then it's gonna either disappear at a high rate of speed, or you're gonna gun camera footage the heck out of that thing. So
I know.
Get a little bit of higher resolution.
Yeah. See. The second half of the video was probably, I'm being serious. I don't know for sure, but I'm being serious for a second. Oh, it was a duck. Oh, okay. All right, man. Let's head back to base. Right. But we don't see that.
No, exactly.
The rest of the video, did they chase it for 600 miles to Guam, no, it was shot on the East Coast. Did they chase it 1,000 miles past down into the Caribbean, into Barbados? I don't know.
Right.
But where's the rest of the video? And you know that there's more of it. So, well, Steve, listen, I got to get out of here. I got to take a break, but thank you so much. And we'll be talking to you in the days and the weeks ahead as OnStellar starts to kick off here. But just amazing stuff. Thank you so much. And let me know if DeLong sends you an email.
I will, man. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be on your show again, Jim. And hey, fate or not, keep it real, man. And we'll see you guys at Contact in the Desert. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's right. You're speaking at a Contact again this year.
Yeah. Yeah, and hey, I should plug UPARS. We're having Grant Cameron next week on Tuesday.
Oh.
So if you guys can make it to Studio City, California, next Tuesday night, Grant Cameron.
Maybe we should get Grant on the show to talk about, you know what? I'll see what I can do. All right?
Okay, that sounds fair.
Thank you so much for that, and I'll speak to you soon, Steve. All the best, man.
Thank you, brother.
We'll talk to you.
Take care.
Absolutely. Steve Murillo, everybody. UPARS. Steve Murillo, the absolute very best. Grant Cameron. Oh, there's more to that than you know. We'll talk about that tomorrow. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I'm going to open up the phone lines right now. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. What questions do you have about OnStellar? Have you seen the new Tom DeLonge video? Give me a call. I'll be right back.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
So you went to dinner last night, you had your favorite pasta. Ugh. Or maybe you had a heavy spicy meal and it left you. Ugh. GetTheT.com. Maybe you mowed down a huge steak and your plumbing is all plugged. Ugh. GetTheT.com. Our super strength tea will take care of your occasional. Ugh. It's all organic and non-GMO. Get rid of ugh. We have so many great supplements, but our super tea is number one. GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of fade to black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hey, can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. The holidays are coming. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
This is Kristen, Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to jimmychurchradio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRAradio.com.
This is KJCR at jimmychurchradio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. All right, I'm opening up the phone lines. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It is Monday. Amazing show tonight. Can you believe it? Our own social media platform for this community. Think about that. OnStellar. If you visit OnStellar.com right now, you will see right there it says coming soon. It's going to, the registration process is going to launch tomorrow night at midnight. You'll be able to go. Just use the promo code Jimmy, JIMMY, and go through the registration process and get your name reserved, man. Get that done. This is for the next couple of months. There's going to be a heavy amount of publicity, PR, and advertising going out there. And the registration process is going to complete because when the platform launches in Q3, which is just in a few months, at that point, that day, everything's going to go active, and you're going to be able to go and get your page started and go. There's going to be researchers and authors and all of those that are a part of our community with their content already there. And you can start posting that day and liking and doing your thing. And there you go. And the number is going to be large. Okay. So the more people that go and pre-register and get going, you get to save your name. There's nothing worse than going and having to have some crazy name because somebody else took it in front of you. So you can go and get that done. And then the countdown will start. And you'll be notified, and there'll be email and everything else for the day, OnStellar Day. All right, so there you go. Let's go to the phones, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Oh, I didn't. Let me get the second phone bank going. Okay, got it. It should be live right now. Yes, we're good to go. Okay, let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
What's up, Jimmy? It's Kyle from Sacramento.
Hey, Kyle.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I am great, and I have been watching the entire drama unfold of the Go Fast video since Friday. And the funny part is Jeremy Corbell got thrown into the mix because of this entire drama. What happened in that second video you were talking about in your email that you got back there?
Uh-huh.
What happened was Jeremy Corbell was moving some videos files around on his Vimeo account, and he moved the Go Fast, or what is the content of the Go Fast video, into one of his 2-year-old video files on Vimeo.
Right.
Vimeo does not update dates when you do that.
Right.
So everybody thought Jeremy Corbell posted the video 2 years ago, and he was such a pro. He came out publicly on Facebook. I don't know about Facebook, actually, but Twitter, Reddit, everywhere, including Vimeo, basically saying, no, I'm just moving stuff around, and this is what really happened.
Yeah, he sent me.
What's interesting?
Well, he sent me a text on Friday about this, and it was hilarious. You're right, man. He's such a pro. But I'm gonna go back right here. My answer to him was he says, "Hey man, I'm dealing with a blank storm of human ignorance."
Yeah,
and that was on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was amazing. But what's interesting about that, and I never asked about it. I never said it. Even though he directly responded to me on Twitter, I never brought it up because I looked up and went, you know what, we'll leave speculation between Jimmy and I. When he was on your show, he was talking about how, if I remember correctly, he was talking about having a video, and part of it actually showed a UFO possibly going into a USO.
Yes.
At the same time.
That's
and
right.
I'm almost wondering if this is part of that video.
No, I don't think that it is.
Okay.
Now, look, I have to be protective of Jeremy, his sources, and so forth.
Oh yeah.
But as described to me, without going too far with this, because I want Jeremy to do the right research and get the stuff out on his own. He's a very smart guy. But he said it appears that that there is a craft interacting with another craft that is under the water. And the two of them are doing something together. Now, that's all I'm going to say. I've been told more than that. But let's wait until things are solid there. Jeremy and his reputation, I think, are pretty solid, and he's very protective of that. And he's probably listening right now going, Jimmy, shut up. Don't say anything. Don't do it. And I'm not going to. I respect Jeremy quite a bit.
Yeah, no, but always follow that, because those connections are what matter in the end. But
that's right. That's
also,
right.
Also, on top of everything, the Luis Elizondo thing, he told George Knapp that the video, or that the slide they had in there, they put it there on purpose because they wanted people to do research. And I'll throw it out there. I have 2 Blink-182 tattoos. I am a big fan of Tom DeLonge, but the first thing, I'm like you, and all I can wonder is, well, then why did Tom put out the apology?
Yeah, that's contradictory. You can't have it both ways. Well, let me ask you this, Kyle. Let me ask you this. In this new, in the Go Fast video, first off, what did you make overall of the video and the object itself? And what did you think about it cutting off?
The cutting off, I've always wondered about in every one of the videos. Every single video out there, the way they cut off, any of them that come from the F-18s and all that stuff, they all cut off in a really weird way. However, at the same time, I also know that these planes are still running magnetic tape today. So as far as resolution goes, 640 by 480 is probably all we're ever going to see at most, until they change those systems out for something other than magnetic tape with old 1980s-based optical sensors. So that's something that people do need to think about a lot, because that's the matter of what we're dealing with. These F-18s that are still flying today are still recording the magnetic tape. Same thing with Chinooks, same thing with F-22s, and even F-16s. They're all still recording directly to magnetic tape. Now, the question is, how does that record? That's something that we don't, unless you're actually in the military and in that stuff. I've asked a buddy about it, and he always looks up and goes, that's classified, I can't tell you. And I respect that. I stop instantly right there, because I love my friend. But it is one of those things where I don't know exactly how they record. I don't know if it's on constant recording, or if it was something where they hit a button, and while that button is pressed, or until they press the button again, it just records in that time period. Who knows? Because to throw it right out there, these guys fly anywhere from several, like 20 minutes to several hours, and on a magnetic tape, we don't know how big that is. But I can say that most magnetic tape out there doesn't go over 2 hours.
Okay, so now let's play devil's advocate. All of the videos that we have seen so far just happen to be at the end of the tape? No.
Or
they
just happen to be a section of tape.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we are seeing, we're not seeing the resolution of any of this. You know, the excitement of what you see in the moment. Okay, cool. All right, so we've got that. We've got that conversation. But what about the conversation when they found out what the object was? Right? Oh, man, it is a UFO. It just docked with the mothership and just took off out of the atmosphere. Is that the conversation? Or is it, oh, man, it was a duck? You know, I mean,
are we leading?
I don't know, man.
We don't know. Any and all of the above.
It just seems it seems that I was hoping this is, man, and I want TTSA to succeed. I want DeLonge to bust this thing wide open. I want answers. I want all of this, and our hopes are really high. But I thought that this next video, this next release was going to take things to the next level because they learned their lesson. And you know what? This video is just for me. It's just a big
My little secret on that one is I was really, really hoping that it would be the Chicago O'Hare incident videos that nobody seems to have videos on, but everybody's talked about it.
Right.
Where they left the big giant circle in the sky in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that with that many people there in the year that it happened, there had to have been cameras out there. People had to have gotten that. But what happened to all of it? Where is all of it? Where'd it go?
And radar. Where's the radar from O'Hare?
Or that too. Yeah, because that was talked about by many, many people in many different documentaries and videos.
Yeah.
They all saw it on radar.
And
there's radar reports, or the Japanese Alaska Airlines incident from 1980 something, I think it was.
Yeah, and now what do you think about OnStellar?
It sounds. I only heard about 10 minutes of that conversation, unfortunately, because I'd just gotten off of work. But it sounds really awesome. I'm really interested in the blockchain end of it. You know, are they gonna allow people to do like mining on that, or is it just straight up user activity based blockchain setup where with Coinbase?
Right. Well, the technology that this blockchain is based on, which is Steam, that part of it this is what's so great about this platform. Of course, there will be tokens and coins that are mined, and that crypto is about that creation of it is about 10% from mining. The rest of the creation comes from activity on the website in the blockchain.
Okay.
Right. So that's.
So I'm going to say I'm a PC gamer.
Right.
And PC gamers and miners are not exactly friendly with each other right now because of price wars and all this other things going on.
Right.
And to throw it right out there, mining has basically made PC gaming out of reach, affordable wise for anybody that wants to just start in it for like $500.
Right.
There's no way. It's impossible right now because cards that used to sell for $70 are selling for $300.
Right.
So that was my concern hearing about this, and how much is that going to affect, PC gamers out there like myself, who I got lucky and did everything before January when it all went to crap, for lack of a better way to put it.
Right.
And,
This. You need to go after tomorrow night. You'll be able to go and have access to the white paper, and which is extensive. I think the white paper is 42 pages, so there's tons of information there. There's a lot of information on the landing page itself, and there's really cool screenshots, and you can look at what the interface looks like. It's gorgeous. Even the mobile versions are all there, but it's the token-based economy inside of this community that creates additional currency and tokens to be used inside of the community. If you choose to cash out. But that ultimately will, in the big picture, it defeats the purpose of it. This is about supporting the online community.
Yeah.
What was that?
The biggest thing I'm interested in is the online community when it comes to people coming together and taking a look at everything, and hopefully in a more structured platform than what happens on YouTube, where every debunker comes in and just literally spews random crap that doesn't make any sense. To anybody that follows the subject at all, is going to look at what they say and go, "That's not right."
Yeah, and this is different. David just posted in the chat room, I find it hard to believe you don't own any crypto, Jimmy. I have, I've held off on Bitcoin and any other stuff because that as an investment, I want to see how it plays out because it's still figuring itself out. But in this application of the blockchain, not of cryptocurrency, that's different. The blockchain technology is what's built into this website. The website is built on this technology to support the community. It is different. It's a whole nother way of how this operates. And that's why I've tried to, over the last year or so, to educate everybody about what the blockchain is, about what Bitcoin is, what my philosophy is on this entire thing, because it's a big mystery to most. Okay, it's a big mystery, and you need to understand it because it is exciting technology, and it's there, it's real, but everybody needs to understand what it really is. And so for us, go ahead.
I'm with you. And honestly, what people need to realize about blockchain is there's a reason why it is that people out there are really pushing for voting booths to be done on blockchain.
Yes.
Because of the tamper-proof setup that blockchain has when it comes to crypto, as far as being able to backtrace what happened in a certain situation.
And we have
totally traced and it is written into every blockchain in the system.
And a minute ago, it sounded like something growled. What was that?
Don't know.
So you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm on but I am wearing AirPods at the moment. So
okay. Well, everybody
here over, and it might have picked something up in the background.
Everybody was, what, a WTF? What was that noise? Wow. What was that growling noise? I'm just reading everybody. What was that growl? Jimmy was like, what the hell was that? What was that? You didn't hear that.
It was nothing outside of me at the moment. I will put it that way. So it might have had something to do with the audio stuff. Because
No. This sounded like this. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like
no idea.
It sounded like you had a hellhound about to bite a chunk out of your neck. That's what it sounded like.
No. But I will leave you with something that hasn't been said in a long time on radio, from what I can tell.
What's that?
But basically, not basically, but what I've been wanting to say for a little while, especially since you had that long conversation on Coast to Coast about Stargate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I never heard you say this one. There was an episode of Stargate where they featured cadets from the Air Force Academy, and in that episode, an actual Air Force general showed up. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. I have it written down in a document. But he actually did an interview with TV Guide. And you probably know where I'm going with this already. But he told TV Guide the reason he did the episode is the truth is stranger than the fiction.
Yeah, I remember.
We all need to remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that. And this is where my life is headed. I can see it. I am going to have to go back and binge Stargate and the spin-offs.
I think everyone should.
Yeah. I mean, I just see that in my future. We have so many things that we are watching right now, and I don't know how we're going to squeeze in more. But I see that in my future. I really do. I see a month worth of Stargate, and so there's Stargate Atlantis, and what else?
Well, there's Stargate Universe, and now there's Stargate Origins, which is a webisode type show that they've done. I think they did 10 or 11 episodes up, and they're all on Stargate, the Stargate Command app.
So how many versions of Stargate? There's Stargate Atlantis, right?
Well, there's Stargate the movie, Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe, and now Stargate Origins.
Okay, so there is, let's see here. So what about Stargate Command?
5. Stargate Command is the new platform that they're working on trying to do everything new on now. So it's a platform, it's not a show.
Okay, so there's Stargate, and there's Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Origins, right?
Yep.
And what about
Stargate Universe?
And Stargate Universe. So there's 5 series. Oh my God.
5 series.
Oh man.
Even better because I just thought of this one. Did you see the Harry Reid text to Scully on X-Files?
Oh, yeah.
In that robot episode?
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Do you know how many times that got texted to me? I mean, it was during the episode. I don't know how anybody caught that. And the other interesting thing is that didn't happen. The Harry Reid stuff didn't bust out till December 16th, right? A little bit after that.
Exactly.
So
when did they film that episode?
When did they film that episode? Or did they edit that in? Just a quick clip. Yeah, after the fact, they shot the episode.
Yeah, I half wonder if it was a quick joke because of the fact that Harry Reid in the text says "Don't tell anyone" or something like that.
Yeah, keep your mouth shut.
And
yet
he was the one that was out telling everybody to Leslie Keane and George Knapp.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, and I didn't catch it. I had to go back and watch the episode to see that particular moment. But that shows you how dedicated not only people that watch the X-Files are, But how many people knew about Harry Reid from this community that were watching that and freeze framed it and then grabbed the screen grab? I mean, I don't do that. And I completely missed it.
It's the first time I've done it since like 2000.
But I did.
First time I'd done it in like 18 years.
I thought somebody just, this is Photoshop. That's what I thought until I went back and saw it, and it was right there. Yeah.
Yep, right there. And the first thing I looked over at my dad and went, Chris Carter knows what's up.
So there's two ways. Either Chris Carter knew about Harry Reid and the New York Times article. He knew about that in advance and put that in the episode 6 months ago. Or they shot the episode. That came out on December 16th. They went back, shot that, and inserted that into the final cut that was already ready for broadcast. I would think that everything is in the can getting reviewed by Fox because that aired in February, right? That aired 2 weeks ago. So that aired in February. So you've got December, January, February, at best, 2 months there. That stuff is already in the can. So I don't know how. I don't know how they did it.
That's why I really wonder, because the other thing in there too is instead of saying aerial threat, it said aerospace threat.
Yeah, that was
that was all around the November period.
Right, before the mistake was caught, because we all know now that it's not aerospace, that it's Aerial. So there you go.
Yep.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much, man. Great phone call, and we'll see you tomorrow night right here.
No problem. You guys have a great night.
You too. Thank you so much. That's Kyle from Sacramento. And, I got to say, at the end of every show, I say the same thing. But this audience is the best, smartest audience out there. And the bestest, coolest thing that I can do for all of you is reward you with your very own social media platform. You've got it. Think about what's about to kick off. It's OnStellar.com. 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 If you go, and you should, go ahead and pop that in your browser right now. You go over to OnStellar. I'm there, by the way, right? I'm looking at it. It says literally, where'd it go? It says coming soon with the logo. I have the real site. I've been on it all day. It's pretty cool. So registration will kick off tomorrow night, midnight. I don't know if it's going to be midnight Pacific or midnight Eastern, but I'll announce that tomorrow night at the beginning of the show, because right in the middle of the show tomorrow night, if it's midnight Eastern, that'll be 9 o'clock out here, and you'll be able to go to register and use that promo code Jimmy and get your username set. You'll be able to kick all of that off tomorrow. But how cool is that? Now, again, just to summarize, this is based on the blockchain. We will have our own token for our... What is that sound? That is crazy. I just heard it again. Man, that's creepy. That's like EVP stuff. I don't even know what to make of that. That is trippy. Anyway, so a way to support everybody else in this community. Tomorrow, you'll have all of the classifications there. You will be notified via email. The countdown clock is going, and this is one of the most exciting times. And I said this at the beginning of the show tonight, and I'm not joking about this. You will remember this day. Why do I think Harry Reid is a porn star? I don't know, IPD. Is that for you to even make that connection? One may wonder. Wow. Okay, yeah, all of you are into Stargate. I'm looking at this now. I've only watched individual episodes, and one of the reasons is I love the movie so much that I didn't think the series would be able to live up to it. Its reputation now and how solid it is. Stargate Universe got cut short. The studio dropped it. Really? See? So there you go. All right. So that's it. OnStellar, OnStellar.com. The links are up. Tomorrow you'll be able to go and register your name and get this thing going. It's going to be huge. All right. Tomorrow we will announce who our guest is tomorrow night. And also, you guys can send me all the email that you want. But what do you think about this Go Fast video? I wanted more. I wanted more from the video. Maybe my expectations are too high. Maybe I'm being too critical. It could be all of that. But based on what I saw, I couldn't believe it cut off where it did. That really, really bummed me out. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So there you go. All right. That knocks out another episode of Fade to Black, the OnStellar episode. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We'll see everybody right here tomorrow night. We'll post up everything on what's going on tomorrow on the website. All right. Fade to Black's executive producers, Rita Camarion. Shows produced by Hilton J. Paul, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitola, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster, Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA The Planet. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2018 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Until tomorrow night, everybody be safe. Go Beckley Teppy.